Engineering Mechanics, IIT Madras, PhD on Sustainability Evaluation of Construction Materials and Buildings. He has got a rich 40 years experience in the field of civil engineering and sustainability auditing, worked in Grammar India, worked in association with FLM Germany, K. Raheja Development Corporation, contributed contents for Karnataka Civil Engineers Handbook published by Task Force. His major projects are Grain Silos, North Africa, Navaseva Port Project, Mumbai, Ganga Bridge, Patna, Raheja Arcade, establishing precast ad for grain silos at Mumbai, Buddha Museum, Sanati, India, underpass for Indian airports using box push technology, industrial structures using PEM precast technologies, SPI City Software Park, SDM Management College, Ayurveda College, many such. So currently positions held, currently he is a founding partner in Kikon AG Innovative Civil Engineering Conclave, Principal Consultant ASP SPI Sustainability Evaluation, Member of ASEAN Council for Civil Engineers SPG. Professional affiliations is professionally affiliated to many members, and then sir is awarded with Best Editor-in-Chief Construction Industry Magazine category, Eminent Engineer, Award of Excellence at IIT Madras, Certified PE in the field of Sustainability Assessment, Outstanding Concrete Engineer Award from Ultratech. So sir has published several articles and papers in national, international journals and construction industry related publications. Currently involved with two sustainable projects called Sharanam and Servam in Tamil Nadu, adopted a village called Elaveti in north part of Karnataka. So sir is very passionate about sustainable development and devoting time in disseminating and implementing knowledge among the fraternity and society at large. Sir, it's our privilege to have you here. We wholeheartedly welcome you, sir.
Good morning once again. I think the slide is visible to everybody. So as I said in the initial talk, today's technological advancements or into the disaster management system. As a faculty development program, I was very happy to learn from Principal Sir that AICT is now making this as a compulsory subject, which actually is a must. I really don't know, it doesn't actually require engineering knowledge or any other great knowledge. Like if we are not able to survive, if we are not able to breathe a good air, how can we survive, and then what do we do with the achievements? I primarily feel that I had an opportunity to represent India for about 7 years in the United Nations, which means to say that there are several committees, subcommittees under the United Nations. So one of the subcommittees is called TC14, and TC14 had about 16 countries, and then 2 from India represented in those committee members. So that committee actually was a kind of advisory body for sustainability development goals to the UN. So we have come across several countries. I have interacted with several people who are involved with this. No other country, gives least importance as we do to the subject of sustainability and the climate change. We are really not bothered about climate change at all. That's what I feel, and now what happening is our entire focus in the name of development is wrongly focused. We want to achieve development, but at what cost? We want to make Delhi a beautiful city, but at what cost? If we do not address the air pollution in today's scenario, let us take Delhi as an example itself, because every day we read. If we do not take proper care, preventive okay, prevention measures, methodologies, strategies adopted there to prevent that air pollution, isn't it a disaster? If I am not able to breathe, if my children start bleeding from their noses, isn't it a disaster? Or is the disaster comes only after the after effects? Our understanding of sustainability is only the credit and this green rating systems. We all talk about green rating systems. All our builders, developers today, they want to say very proudly that my building is platinum rated, my building is gold rated, but this is all after effect. They are all criteria based rating points which, if I do rain harvesting in my project, I get so many credit points. If I do this, I get so many credit points. If I build a rain harvesting tank and reutilize the water, I get so many points. So you get so and so certificate. These are all criteria based points. But actually what happens after that? What happens before that? As engineers, are we not in a position to take charge of the situation and evolve strategies, design our buildings so that they are more and more resilient in their challenges they face in case of disasters? And then comes the disaster management. It is not the disaster first and then the management. Actually, how do you prevent the disaster? That is where the management starts. That is where the understanding of the comprehensive understanding of the subject comes into the picture. And it's very relevant today, and then we are starting with this particular topic is commendable. Now, in climate-induced disasters, effective disaster management, we have primarily 4 principles. There, disaster occurs. The moment disaster occurs, we are not actually aware of what disaster is. What is the impact it is going to give us? It's going to have on the human lives. Ultimately, everything, all the development, what we make, all the buildings, the infrastructures we create, what is the ultimate goal of that infrastructure? What is the goal for, what is the reason for my building a beautiful house? This only reason is that I should live comfortably. Ultimate effort and the goal is that the human species should evolve, should progress, to live harmoniously. These are all the basic utopian conditions which we expect, and then the buildings, the infrastructure is created. So when the disaster occurs, response immediately comes into the picture. What exactly is the response? And the recovery comes into the picture after the disaster has hit and then gone. But prevention and preparedness before the event is also equally important. So preparedness, response, recovery and prevention are the 4 primary principles of disaster management. When we talk about preparedness, we talk about early warning systems, we talk about educating the communities, we want to make them, what action they have to follow, what procedures they have to follow. Government cannot do everything. Not the defense people will come and then help us, but they can't do everything. We as citizens also have got great responsibility to take care of this, to own these issues. As Secretary rightly said, we have to understand the role of every individual in disaster management. Each one of us contribute directly or indirectly to it. So then the second system is the response. It focuses on immediate actions during the disaster. What happens is, how are we prepared to respond? Whether it is evacuation system, whether it is early warning system, are we really prepared for it? The principal also drew the example of 12 days a group is stuck under the tunnel. We import 2 machines which do not work there. what is the kind of response? Are we really prepared to that? If we are not prepared for such eventualities, then it is not preparedness. Then the third thing is the recovery part of it. Rebuilding, rehabilitation. It is not just rebuilding and rehabilitation. Recovery is also encompasses and then embedded is the aspect or the principle of resilience. How fast can you come back? Tokyo, if there is 1.5 meter rise in the global water level, entire Tokyo will be submerged. Now, it's an interesting topic for you people to go and study. Look at the Google search it. There is what is called as Tokyo Temple. The Tokyo Temple actually is entire Tokyo city built underground. Which means to say that if there is a rise in global waters, in the eventuality of entire Tokyo getting submerged, that water has to submerge even today, has to submerge 2 Tokyos. One Tokyo underground and one Tokyo above. Which means to say that the water required for submerging entire city of Tokyo is taken care of by the authorities right now. Right today. I don't know when that global warming will create that kind of impact, when Tokyo will get submerged, but that they have taken care. That is called as preparedness. The entire Amsterdam is their perpetual fight to live because they are below sea level. Every day, every minute, every second they have to fight for their livelihood. Luckily, Bangaloreans are not so. We have never seen floods, we have never seen drought, we have never seen heavy rains, we have never seen heavy winds, we only complain. So this should be avoided, and that is exactly what the preparedness is. And what does it require? This preparedness requires mitigation strategies. These mitigation strategies, we are contributing. No one says that we should not develop. No one says that we should give everything and then only think about our future. No. Sustainability, it doesn't mean that. There are some wrong implications and wrong understanding of the sustainability concept. Sustainable building, people think that it is economically cheaper. No, it is not. Not necessarily, it's a myth. Sustainability, you need to be that, as I said in my earlier reference, that we need to draw a line between our need and then greed. So it can be extrapolated and interpolated in many ways. So by integrating climate change considerations into each phase, disaster management strategies can become more robust and adaptive. So this is what we are going to talk about it. So in today's topic, what I'm going to talk is not post-disaster, because I see in the schedule there are quite a few speakers who will speak on post-disaster management, what strategies, what planning can be done. So I will not touch upon those things. I will touch upon here the before the event, the preparedness and then the prevention, which also includes the mitigation strategies. And then this being a civil engineering department, and then the civil engineering thing, I would like to focus on the buildings aspect of it, because the construction industry is almost the second biggest industry in the world to which is responsible for causing the global warming, the greenhouse gas emissions. All these aspects, the second biggest industry that is contributing is the building industry or the construction industry. So that is why, as civil engineers, we are directly responsible to several sustainability development goals. And today's topic is also sustainability development goals, where the focus is on these things. So let us now come how do we prepare and then prevent? So the entire disaster management and its first step, preparedness, comes into the picture or comes into view only because of these. Then United Nations called for unification of almost about 195 countries under the umbrella of United Nations. 175 countries came together in 2015 conference of parties which took place. It is called COP15, COP27. Now you must have read in the papers, COP22, 21, 27, etc. This is COP is nothing but the conference of parties which took place in Paris. India played a major role in that, and it is that conference of parties in Paris which was held. There they drew 17 development goals which are called as sustainability development goals, and these are actually the ecological indicators that govern or all the entire world faces these kinds of challenges which are classified and put under these 17 sustainability development goals. As civil engineers, we are directly responsible for about 6 to 7 sustainability development goals as engineers. So that is where we go, and the objective, also today's objective, identifying the hazard and its cause. What is the hazard here? The hazard is the carbon footprint increase, the global warming increase, the increase in carbon dioxide accumulation in the atmosphere, and all this is because of anthropogenic reactions and human-caused griefs. And assessing, reviewing, and controlling the risk, and that actually the mitigation strategies, applying efficient, effective, sustainable relief, and the outcome of the disaster is appropriate action at all points in the cycle lead to a greater preparedness, better warnings, reduced vulnerability, or prevention of disasters during the next iteration of the cycle. So this is where we begin. And the first objective is identifying the hazardous cause. We have seen, we have seen unprecedented events that happened in the 21st century. The rapidity with which the global greenhouse gases are emitting, the rapidity with which the ocean acidification is happening, even global acidification, the ocean waters are getting acidified. If they are acidified to such an extent that the aquatic life at 700 meters below the ocean level, surface level, are getting affected. The higher the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, more carbonic acid reacts with the surface waters, makes the water acidic, and when the same water evaporates and then gives us the rain, the acidic rain comes into the picture. The acidic rain affects the fertility of the soil. We use higher and higher pesticides, and this is all cycle which we all create. And if we do not understand this, if we do not become sensitive to this issue and only think of